Hey, how's it going? It's Brian from B's Music Shop, and today I am checking out the MXR Bass Synth. I love bass synth. Bass is my first and main instrument. When I was first getting going, I loved funk and I loved bootsy, and I always just wanted to have that gritty, nasty bass synth, so I love bass synth pedals. I'm super excited to try this one out. Before I get going, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Those things make a huge difference to a little music store like us. If we can get you a cat t-shirt, a cat toy, a cat pedal that takes this pink bass, it will turn it into a gritty, nasty kitty cat yowling with every beat. It'll meow at least. It'll do that. It'll meow. We also have pedals that just have cats on them and more all the time. This summer, there are so many cool things coming. I cannot even tell you, but I will tell you when the time comes. Hit us up, bsmusicshop.com. Your support means all the difference. All right, I have my sheet from MXR here. Tell me all about this thing before I try it out. Turn your bass into a filthy funk machine with the MXR Bass Synth. It serves up intergalactic grooves and vintage analog-style vibes with a range of monophonic synth tones that call back to hits from Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Parliament Funkadelic, and more. Designed with low-end professor and tone connoisseur Ian Martin Allison, this powerhouse of a pedal offers thunderous sub-octave, expressive envelope, and lush modulation effects with killer tracking and sustain. Funk it up. Dig into your groove with a full, player-friendly suite of controls to shape every detail of your bass synth tone. The sub-mix knob sets how much of the sub-octave is blended with the main synth signal, so you go as fat and low as you want. The mod knob brings shimmering liquid tones from subtle musical motion to bold, mind-bending pulses, while the envelope knob sets the filter response from rubber band bounce to slow, syrupy sweeps. Mix, cutoff, and resonant knobs help you dial in the perfect tone and feel for your setup. Blend dry and wet signals, set filter cutoff frequency, and boost that frequency for extra punch. Finally, the voice button adds additional harmonic-tuned oscillators for more complex tones, while the shape button selects your preferred waveform: smooth and subtle triangle, rich and aggressive sawtooth, or fat and punchy square. Pre-funk. If you want to skip the setup and get right down to it, then we have 8 different presets designed by Ian Martin Allison to plug you straight into the groove. Each is inspired by classic synth tones, from those heard on Michael Jackson's Thriller, Herbie Hancock's Chameleon, to Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer, and Nine Inch Nails' Head Like a Hole. Cycling through them is simple as pressing the preset button. Dig deeper. For the true bottomologists out there, the MXR Bass Synth features a number of additional parameters, from oscillator and modulation mix to compression and tracking style. You can also run the pedal in stereo output mode, use an off-board switch such as the MXR Split plus Tap or Tap Tempo switch to cycle presets, use a volume series pedal to blend setting configurations, and more. Whether you're replicating pop hits in a cover band, holding down the low end at church, or touring the world, this pedal gives you instant synth the bass magic. Get down on the one with the MXR Bass Synth. Intergalactic grooves and vintage analog style vibes reminiscent of your favorite funk hits, designed in collaboration with Ian Martin Allison, thunderous sub-octave expressive envelope and lush modulation effects, killer tracking and sustain, 8 different presets to plug you straight into the groove, 3 different waveforms, additional oscillators, tap and expression control, and more. Woo! This does it all. Let's check out exactly what it does while looking at it. This is the manual they sent me. It is long, it is strong, and it's bound to get the friction on. Get rid of that. Oh, this is the draft manual. So look, we got here. So we have our mix, we have our voice, cutoff, shape. My God, there's so many buttons on this. Envelope, submix, resonance, mod, and then our presets. We kind of went through it, all this stuff. We have so many things. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tracks low B to high C. Wow. This thing is crazy. All right, let's check it out. For today's demo, I am using my Cower Draken Nightmare Barbie Pink Curtis Novak pickups. This is my ideal bass. I love it. I had to bring it in to funk with it. I've not funked with it yet. This is the first time I plugged it into a synth pedal. I'm kind of excited about it. Here's the bridge pickup in this guy. Neck pickup in this guy. Sounds like the best bass of all time, you know, just normal. I love this bass. I love this bass. All right, let's kick this thing on. Let's find ourselves what's red versus green presets. There are 8 presets, 4 green and 4 red, and a live mode, which is indicated when all preset LEDs are off. Well, let's start on green. so cool. So we turn the mix, is that, yep, so that edits it. Okay, so these are straight up presets of every knob. All right, let's try preset 2. My God. So good. I feel like I'm gonna really fall in love with this thing. This is pretty much everything I always want from a bass pedal. Oh my God, this is so cool. All right, green preset 3. This thing tracks awesome. I love this so much. I'm so happy they made this. Everything is like the best surprise ever. Oh my God. Okay, red presets. Let's see. Is red gonna be evil? Was that like good and this is bad? Yeah, it's just different bass sounds. I like how things in the room are moving, and this is not a big speaker I'm playing through that I'm hearing in here, and things are going brrr. Oh my God. I love this. I have like no idea what's coming next at any second. This is awesome. I keep kind of adjusting what pickup I'm using just for playing with the tracking. Feel like it likes the bridge pickup a little bit, but I can't even really tell. don't remember how to play flashlight. Oh my God, that's so cool. So cool. Gets louder again. Oh my God, this makes me want to do all kinds of like cool shit. Oh my God, one more preset. No one knows who they were or what they were doing. The little people of Stonehenge. I don't know what notes that is, but that's what it sounds like to me. It's like a Stonehenge. The bass is like, yeah. God, this thing is just so filthy. I love it. Ooh. Strong like bull. Oh man, it's so cool. I feel like it's like RC parameter, like you're like There's top speed. Going around a cliff and like, oil slick. I like how when you play in the upper registers, it's still fat as shit. Okay, let's look back at this thing because this is so cool. The stereo buffered bypass in this mode. How do I go to stereo? TRS for wet dry stereo. I'll be right back. I'm gonna TRS wet dry stereo this thing. How do I set this? Output mode for more information. Let's see, how do we set this thing up? Man, this thing has so many things that I didn't even really realize. So like if you hold the blue button, this is mix. If you hold the blue button, it's voice mix. If I hold this button, it's compression. If I hold, man, every one of these knobs has 3 functions. This is just crazy. Oh, here, if I hold this, try stereo. Okay, so that's how that works. So if I hold this and I go to the middle here, so one side should be dry and the other one should be wet, and then here all the way up. So I was like, why is this not working for me? It's here in the manual with how to do this. So like foot switch hold mode, I can make it preset scroll or freeze. Wow, this is so cool. So like this, I can turn this knob and I should turn it to the middle because I'm playing a 4-string. So that's 4-string mode. Man, this is so cool. Does like some of those, does that? Keep trying some of these presets again. It was just fun without diving into it. It's really like, boy, it's intimidating, but once you kind of read this is just a draft manual, so it will, I'm sure, have even more when it comes out the final version, but man, so cool. Like, just so many like things you can do, and it's not that bad. Like this one controls glide. There's that all the way up. Here's like no glide. Let's find some drums we want to use. Dude, that's so awesome. That one doesn't work as well. That one is funny how one can work and one can't. My God, this thing's so fun. I'm gonna make so many gross faces in this video. Just for the record, I'm just using this like Boss RC10. I freaking love this pedal. It's so cool. It's so cool. Boss RC10. Oh my God. I can't stop having fun with this thing. Add this in a drum machine and I am going to annoy everyone who ever lived. I feel like this video is going to be way too long and no one's going to make it here because I just keep falling in rabbit holes between fun drum beats and weird synth things that I can do that crack me up and are fun. I'm having a freaking blast. This is really cool. This is a really great synth. It tracks really awesome. It has a lot of tones. I can really tell that having 3 things for each control, I feel a lot more comfortable in the presets in it right now. I think if I were to dive into the menus, it's going to take some time to learn this thing. I think the stereo feature is cool. I can see how the control in the envelope is really awesome. I'm not ready to dive into that yet today. I know it can control some of the envelopes and do some things in here. I know the tap tempo switches the presets, which is really great. It is really cool to see all the different ways this thing works because it just has such a it's just so cool. It's so fat sounding and it sounds fat if I'm down here, if I'm up here. It's tracking really well. It feels funky and fun and full. And I mean, it just turns, it feels like this is a synth. I mean, I played with a lot of synth pedals. I mean, I have the Boss SY1. I love that thing. It's super fun. I've had a lot of the EHX mono synths. I mean, I love synth pedals. I think there's some of the coolest things. And this is, it just has so much bottom end. It feels like I'm like an old vintage synthesizer with my bass, which is what I've always wanted. And the tracking's just never been there. I mean, 20 years ago, I can remember trying to figure out how to convert my bass to MIDI to get it to play into some of those old synths or Junos and things. And it just was so blah. It just did not give me what I wanted. This thing definitely nails just fun, synthy, funky tones. And like I say, I really think that with some time and diving into these menus, I mean, you're not going to be, you'll knob twiddle at this, but this is something you sit down and you craft a sound, you program it into a preset. That's why they give you the tap tempo to go between them. I think it's cool. The TRS, I ended up using the left and right out with these 2 jacks instead of doing the TRS, but I can see why they give you that. I can see why they give you all that stuff. Like they've really put some thought into this pedal and you can tell they're really working on it. Man, this thing's just an unlimited fun machine. I can see why they're so pumped and why they've been putting so much effort. And, you know, they've been telling us about it as dealers for a little bit now, and I've been really excited to check it out. Partially just because, like, this is my home bass. I love playing bass. I have my new fun demo bass this year. I haven't gotten a lot of bass pedals. Haven't came out. Let's check it out. So I'm super happy to have played around with this. I'm probably going to play around with it more when the camera's off, which is wild because I've been doing about double what I've already done in a demo with this thing that probably won't even make the cut. So if we can get you an MXR Bass Synth, if we can get you a cat t-shirt, a cat toy, a cat bass pedal or a regular pedal that turns this guitar, any bass, any guitar, turns it into a cat. It is not this kind of synth. It is a different kind of synth. It just goes meow, 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 meow. We make that. We do that. Hit us up. We've also got a bunch of cat pedals that just have cats on them because it's fun. Big, fun, funky cats. Hit us up, beesmusicshop.com. Your support makes all the difference.